Okay, g'day folks. I've come along to do a test of the Algoforce. We've just driven a little way from our house and to find some mineralised soil. Now this is not gold fields, but it's fairly mineralised. You can see here if I drop the magnet in, yeah, there's plenty of iron and sands and black and whatever in the ground, so at least it's given it close-ish to the gold field. Many coils as I wanted to, but I've brought with me the Sadie coil and a 14x9 Elite Mono flat wound, and that's a bundle wound Sadie coil, so that'll give us a reasonable spread, and I think that's probably as big as a coil as you'd want to put on this detector. And I think this is an ideal size, and maybe something in between. I've got a plan how I'm going to do this. I've got 8 bits of gold ranging from 0.005 to 28 grams, and I'm going to I'll explain what I'm going to do as I'm doing it, and we'll talk about it then. I'll put the picture of the gold up here with all the different sizes and whatever. I've selected the Sadie coil and I've got it on sensitivity 20, and I'm going to do all the initial digs on sensitivity 20 and on the relevant coil, whichever coil I've got on. So there's the settings I'm going to be using. Now I'm going to do everything on fine gold to begin with, and then I might change up and show you if the different modes make any real noticeable difference. What I'm going to do is I'm going to dig each nugget down on those exact settings until the first 4 lighter nuggets I'm going to do with the Sadie coil. I'm going to dig down until I can just hear them. Then I'm going to bury them, and then the 4 heavier nuggets I'm going to dig down till I can just hear them with the bigger coil. And then I'm going to go through all different settings to see whether changing the gold mode or sensitivity makes it better or worse or whatever. It might take a little while of mucking around, but we'll get there. Oh, well, firstly I'm going to do a frequency scan. Hopefully there's no power lines too close to here. The highways are a good kilometre away, so we should have a fairly reasonable quiet area. And then when I've done that, I'll just ground balance it, then I'll turn off the camera, and then I'll bury my nuggets, and then I'll come back to you when I'm ready to do the test. Okay, what I've done, these are all the different size nuggets, and on the thing there. So I've buried these down on sensitivity 20 on normal gold, or on fine gold, until I can barely hear them. Now this is fairly mineralised soil. It's ground balancing at about 15, 16. So we can ground balance. So it's fairly let me just do it. Yeah, so 20, so it's fairly heavy mineralised soil, so we're giving it a good chance to not air testing or anything. Okay, so that's 0.5 of a gram at 45 millimeters on sensitivity 20 fine gold. Okay, that's about, that would stop you, but any less than that you probably wouldn't. Okay, I'm now going to move to a 0.49 gram nugget, call it half a gram, at, oh god, hang on, at 80 millimeters. Yeah, you know, that's what I would consider a stoppable signal, but it is mineralised, so that's 80 millimeters. Now it seems that when you go bigger with the nuggets, it doesn't go that much deeper. So that's a 0.95, call it a 1 grammer at 90 millimeters. Now this is a 3.3 grammer at 100 millimeters. I'm only just getting it. Any deeper than that, you lose it. Now I won't keep repeating it. I'll go back to now I'll change it to now I'll change it to ultra fine gold. Let's see if it makes any difference. You can see the numbers on there, so oh, now it needs ground balancing again. See, it's probably too mineralised for ultra fine. No, it's managed it. I'll let you be the judge whether that's an improvement. That's maybe a little bit of an improvement. Yeah, it's listenable. Now this one was quite weak before. Okay, you can just hear that. That's 3.3 grams, that one. Remember that 3.3 grams is only 100 mil. Now I'll change it now to, well, we were in fine gold before, so we'll alright, this one, to normal gold. I'll just re-ground balance. It's still at 20. This is normal gold now. It's still getting that very small nugget at, what is that? At 45 millimeters. A couple of inches there. The 049 gram, which is on a same bit of paper, at 80 mil. Yeah, that would stop me. But yeah, you know, with all these rocks here, which will pick up on magnets, it's ground balanced out. I think that's improved. I think that's definitely improved. That's the 095 at, here we go, 90 mil. Now the 3.3 at 100 mil. She's still a struggle on that one. Okay, we'll go back to, we'll now go to large gold. Just ground balance it. So ground balancing on large gold, it's ground balancing at 34. Okay, you could still get that. That's good enough. Yeah, on large gold I think that's improved the 1 grammer, 0.95. Now let's see if it's, and it's definitely improved the 3.3 at 100 mil. Now I'm going to change coils. Okay, so there'll be a bit of a break here for us. I'll just change coils. Right, I've just put the 14x9 Elite on there. Now it's, and I've changed it to Ultra. I've changed the. I've got the 14 on 9 by 9. It's down to alter. So now I've done the frequency scan. So now I'll ground balance it. Okay, so on ultra, it's ground balanced at 33. Yeah, I think that's 0.05 at 45 mil. Say 2 inches, just under 2 inches. I think that's pretty good. That's 0.49 at 80 mil. So the bigger coil isn't really losing the small nuggets, as you might expect. So the Sadie, I think that's a lot better. This is probably the biggest coil I'd want to swing on this, because the shaft's not that, not really sturdy. Okay, well that's a good stop your sound, isn't it? Okay, I'll now change it to the other gold mode. I keep forgetting what they are. What's the other gold mode? The other gold mode is fine gold. And will I have to re-ground balance that? Fuck off. I'll re-ground balance it anyway. Yep. Okay. Can still hear that. Might have lost that a little bit. Yeah, that's okay. That's a definite pulley up. That's a 95 at 90 mil. 0.95. And the 3.3 at 100. Well, they're all good get your signals. Any deep, if these nuggets were any deeper than that, you might get them, you might miss them. Now I'm on sensitivity 20, and you could go up in sensitivity, but being highly mineralised ground, I think that's a good for me. Whatever you do is fine, but I think that would be good. Any more than that, you'd start falsing, I think. Okay, now I'll go to the other gold mode. Normal gold. I'll do another ground balance. I don't know whether you have to ground balance after moving every one of these, but it can't hurt, can it? Yeah, still get. You got to remember that this 0.005 is like a bit of dust. In the gold fields of WA, you wouldn't even chase that stuff. So that's the 0.49 at 80 in normal gold. 0.95 at 90. Oh, that's a strong signal. This has got a vibrating handle as well, and I could feel it right through the handle, no problem. 3.3 at 100. Yeah, that's definitely come up good on the normal gold. Now we'll go back to the large gold. I'm remembering the names of them now. Okay, and ground balance. Like I say, I'm ground balancing between moving every gold mode. I'm not sure whether you have to. See, that's ground balancing a lot lower now at 20, 27, 28. See, that's still getting that. So you'd think the way that they talk about that this would be this large gold's better in mineralised soil, but you'll lose the small ones. Well, this is proving that you probably won't lose the real small ones. $80 millimeters, half a gram. A gram at 90. Okay, I like the large gold. I think that's getting them all good, and with the potential that this 100 millimeter here now could go, perhaps it would go deeper on that. But anyway, this test is about the Algoforce E1500. It's not about the 6000. I'm going to run a 6000 over that in a minute, and we know what that's going to do. But it's not about that. It's about this detector at this price. You know, like I say, you can buy 3 of these for the cost of a 6000. And if you and 2 of your mates were off detecting, you'd pick up more gold with 3 detectors than you would with 1. Just for the hell of it, now I'll put the 6000 over that, and this is not a comparison between the 2 detectors. It's just that I've got it here, and people are going to say it's as good as a 6000 or it isn't as good. Let's have a look. And then I'm going to bury some bigger nuggets, just for the hell of it, to see whether this detector can just reach that bit further down on bigger nuggets. Okay. Well, this is. I'm not trying to, you know, compare the 2 detectors because they're in completely different categories. Now, if you've got $9,000 and you're happy to spend the $9,000, you'll get what you're paying for. So that's the 0.05 at, I've forgotten my bit of paper. Okay, so that's the 0.05 at 45 mil. Well, nice and clear. And I'm running this on difficult manual 8. And I've ground balanced it, and the half grammer at 80 mil. Look, there's just no comparison. Oh, no, sorry, it's no comparison because this is in a different league of detectors. It's like I say, it's $9,000, and you'd expect it to be good. 0.95 at 90 mil. Now I'm not going to dig these any deeper just to show you what the 6000 can do, because I'm not testing the 6000. I'm just showing you the difference in price, you know, what you get. A 3.3 at 100 mil, well, that's no contest for this thing. Okay, and I love the Algo. I reckon it's a great machine. Now I'm going to dig the bigger nuggets down and see how deep I can get them to go with the Algo. And well, at the end of this test, you should have a fair idea what it's capable of with the two cores of availability that I've got. All right, let's turn that off. Okay, I've now buried at different depths 4 more nuggets. These are a lot larger, and what it's shown me is that the well, I'll go through it and we'll do the exercise. So I will go to so I've got to change the coil. I've got the 14x9 coil on, that's correct. So we'll go to ultra fine gold, still at sensitivity 20, and I'll ground balance that. See, that's it. Not ground balance, so this is how mineralised the ground is. So ground balance it. That's that's at 25 now. Now we're pushing a little bit of depth here, but not much. This is 4.86 gram at 135, and it's about it. Okay, here we go. Ultra fine gold, 4.8 gram at 135 mil. Yeah, that's got that nice specimen sound, even though that's not a specimen. 11.2 grams at 160 mil. This is sort of pushing the limits of this machine. I mean, you might be able to get a little bit more, and I'm on sensitivity 20. Doesn't sound too bad, actually. Yeah, well, these are all good pull you up sounds, so it shows it's within the realm. A 26.3 gram at 180. Yeah. I think 180, what's that, 6 inches? 7, what's 180? 8 inches. It's kind of about pushing where this machine's at, I think. Okay, we'll go back, try the other gold modes. They all got it on ultra fine. So now we'll go to fine gold. Oh, definitely got a ground balance. Okay. 11. Oh, where's before? Yeah, 4.8 at 135. Not bad, about the same. 11.2 at 160. 15.3 at 170. 26.3 at 180. Yeah, okay. Go back now to next gold mode. And we will ground balance. Okay, you can see the numbers there. I'll do it anyway. 4.8 at 135. We're now on normal gold. 11.2 at 160 in normal gold. It's definitely better on these bigger targets, I think. 15.3 at 170. Now this particular nugget is solid, absolutely solid little chunk. The others are a little bit bigger, but a little bit flatter. This one's just a solid chunk. So that's 15.3 at 170, 26.3 at 180. Ooh. I'm not even sure whether, yeah, that's definitely it's spreading it quite wide as it would. Okay, with the last gold mode, which is what's it called? Which is large gold. Okay, back to that. Now I'll ground balance it again. It's in large gold. Yeah, you pull that at 135. You pull 11.2 at 160. 15.3 at 170. Remember I said this solid little piece. And 26.3 at 180. This is in large gold. That target gives quite a spread. Okay, well, that'll conclude the test with the big nugget. I don't think I'll put the Sadie on for these bigger nuggets. Oh, bugger, I'll do it. That's all right. Okay, I've changed the Sadie coil. A couple of things. I've had the machine like lock up twice now. Once yesterday and once today, where it just stops detecting, and then you think it goes like, it locks up, and then it goes off like the battery's flat. Now, I've checked the status of the battery, and it says it's not flat, but this was a cheap battery, so I'm not putting it down to the detector yet. It could be this dodgy battery. Alright, so now I've gone to the Sadie coil. I'm going to go to change the coil. Shit, I forget what I'm doing here. Yeah? I've got to change the coil now to that coil. Okay, is that what I do? Yep. And then I want to change to the gold mode to ultra fine gold. Right, now we're going to I'll just ground balance it with the Sadie. This is definitely a lot more stable than the bigger coil, but the bigger coil's handling this ground fairly well. Okay, 4.86 at 135 with the Sadie. Be happy with that. There's nothing. The ground's not reacting. 11.2 at 160. Oh well, it gets it with the Sadie. 15.3 at 170. Now the bigger coil, the 14 by 9, only just got this one. And same as that's. Remember, this is on ultra. Maybe you would probably not pick that one. And this 26 grammer at 180. You'd have to have real quiet ground to pick that. Okay. I haven't changed the sensitivity from 20. I mean, if I did, we might be able to do different things, but so we want to go forward. No, what am I doing? So now we want to go to fine gold. Ground balance. Took a while to ground balance. So fine gold. I won't read all these measurements out now. You can sort of get it now. $135. 160 mil. 15 at 170. Hardly. You'd probably find. What's the ground like? It's definitely a reaction. You'd have to be a pretty good detectorist to be picking that. And the 26 at 180. I'm saying that's a no. Yeah, maybe, yeah, no. Adjust. Okay. Next gold mode, which is normal gold. Another ground balance. Again, this ground balancing between changing modes, I'm not sure whether you need to do. But we'll do it anyway. Oh, wrong one. Okay. 4.8 at 135 in normal gold. Okay, good. 11.2 at 160 in normal gold. Just 15.3 at 170 in normal gold. I think that's because that nugget is so solid, it's physically not big in area. But anyway, that's the test. There's no point pretending that it'll do 200 mil or 300 mil, it just won't. With the Sadie, 180 mil, a 26 grammer. That's a no from me. Okay, the last one. Last but not least is large gold and a ground balance. So this Sadie coil is good, is great. Versatility, where you can handle lightness, where you can stick it. 4.8 at 135, that's good. 11.2 at 160, that's good. 15.3 at 170. This is on large gold. I'd say that's a no. 26 gram at 180. I'd say that's a no. Okay, now obviously the bigger coil, obviously the bigger coil got these bigger nuggets deeper. Now I have seen people on the forum talk about a Sadie at 200, 300, 400 millimeters. It's never going to do that. This machine, I think, we're talking about a nearly an ounce, a 26 gram nugget. That's as good as you're ever going to find, you know, unless exceptional circumstances. And it's down at 180 mil with the 14 by 9. You can hear it, and that you could get it at that. But I think that's where this detector tops out, like an SDC does. You know, they just don't keep getting deeper. They just top out because of, I don't know what power they have or anything. Well, you know, and it's, I'm calling this a $3 detector by the time, if you bought it, shipped it, bought new coils, bought a new battery, you're up for $3. I think that's an absolute bargain for what it is. I'm going to turn it off now. I'll, just for the hell of it, run the 6 over it, and then we'll go home and piece this video together. Okay, now, obviously, at $9,000, these nuggets are going to be a piece of cake for this. But you can, and I think this is about where the Algoforce tops out, and the 6,000 will surpass it by a lot. So 4.8 at 135, ridiculous. 11.29 at 160. 15.3 at 170. Now that's funny, isn't it? That's funny. Okay. Where the Algo struggled to get this one's also struggling to get it. Now that's a funny, because that's a dead spot nugget. So that's in. So I'm in difficult manual 7. Now I'm going to show you something in a second. 26 gram at 180. Piece of cake. Now, I know this video wasn't about the 6,000, but let's now change this to normal, and this nugget. This is your dead spot nugget. Oh no, I've turned that off. Oh, that's what. Oh, I've forgotten how to use it. So now we've gone to normal ground balance. Now this is too easy. This is in normal, manual 7. Too easy. Now this nugget we weren't getting in difficult. Now we get it in normal. So there's a lesson for your 6,000 guys that run in difficult all the time. You could be running over nuggets. Of course, it's going to smash that one. I'll put that now back into... this isn't not about the 6,000, but I'll put that now back into difficult. Ground balance it. What's that depth? So 15.3 at 170. Well, how about that, eh? And yet, you'll get that one. Cream that one. Cream that one. But not that one. At 170, a 15.3, you miss it. Because it's... I know why. I've seen the technical reason that you won't get it, but... Switch to normal. Okay, that'll conclude that video with an extra little tip on the back about normal versus difficult on the 6,000. There is certain nuggets you're going to miss. And to be honest, I'm actually quite surprised about that myself. Even though I know I've been told many times by someone that really knows that that will happen. But I've changed my mind a bit now. I might force on with normal. Even if I'll drop the sensitivity down. Let's drop the absolute minimum sensitivity if I'm in some really hot ground. Let's see if that gets it. Yeah, this is taught Deb and I a bit of a lesson here. Too easy?
Running normal.
Eh? Running in normal.
Running normal.
Normal.
Even on the 6 or 7.
Yeah.